Hi, and welcome to the Life Work Balance YouTube channel. I'm Abby, and today I would like to talk to you about tailored resumes. In one of my last videos, we talked about master resumes, but I'd like to do a quick recap so that we can understand what the difference is between a master resume and a tailored resume. A master resume is a document that contains your entire professional and educational history. This includes information regarding certifications, any skills that you might have, any classes you may have taken through an accredited institution, or even online. It also includes your unpaid work, such as volunteer opportunities and internships, as well as that paid work. You can write down any professional affiliations that you might have, any awards, publications, presentations. You get my drift. A tailored resume, on the other hand, doesn't include all of that information. It includes information that's very specific and individualized for a job that you're applying to. Now, why would you need to have an individual tailored resume and a master resume? Well, you wouldn't want to submit a master resume to a job application. This is too much information for recruiters and hiring managers to sift through when they're trying to determine who's going to be the best fit for the position. Instead, you want to submit a very simple, clear, and concise resume that's maybe only 1 to 2 pages long that explicitly details how you are the best fit for this position. So how do you do this? Well, step 1 is to take that master resume document and save as a new document so that you can cut all of the information that is not relevant to the position out. You want to be ruthless. You want to cut out any information that does not explicitly relate to the position that you are applying to. Once you've taken out all of that other information from your master resume that doesn't apply to this position, you're on your first draft of your tailored resume. If during the first series of cuts, you don't quite get your master resume to 2 or 1 pages, that's okay. Don't be too hard on yourself. You'll have another opportunity to narrow it down as you go through this process. So after that first round of cuts, now you want to look at the actual content that you have included on your resume. Decide the order in which you should include your information. So take a look at the job description and see what the minimum requirements are. Usually education is a minimum requirement. So if anything above a high school diploma is required for the position, list your education at the top of your resume. Next, you want to go into your experience. Include any experience that is relevant to this position, whether it's been paid or unpaid. From there, you want to list specific skills, maybe specific professional affiliations or associations that you're a part of, maybe even presentations, publications, or those other items that may relate specifically to the position. I recommend retitling your headers so that they include the word relevant. So for example, relevant education, relevant professional experience, relevant skills, relevant certifications. The reason why I suggest you do this is so that it's clear to the recruiter and hiring manager that you've only included the relevant information for each of those areas, and it's likely that you have additional education or experience or skills that you haven't included on this specific resume. When it comes to formatting, I recommend using narrow margins. Your resume, especially at 1 to 2 pages long, is valuable real estate. So you want to give yourself as much space to work as possible. I would not recommend going any smaller than narrow margins. And when it comes to font, I would not recommend going anything smaller than 10-point font. You can be very strategic in the way that you format your resume so that you ensure that you include all of the relevant information for this specific position. So now I'd like to show you how we will convert a master resume to a tailored resume. In front of you, you'll see an example of a master resume. Up here at the top, we've got first name, last name, we've got our phone numbers, we've got your name at gmail.com and your LinkedIn URL. And then we go right into academic education. We've got a master's degree listed, we've got a bachelor's degree listed, as well as the relevant courses and projects associated with each degree. And then we've got high school diploma listed. Remember, this is your master resume, so you want to include all education that you have throughout your life. Then we've got our professional experience. We've got various organizations listed. We've got various job titles. One thing to note is that these jobs are listed in chronological order, with the most recent job at the top and the oldest job at the bottom. You'll see bullet points are utilized, and there are some jobs that have more bullet points than others. They've also got publications and presentations listed, as well as professional affiliations. So the first thing that you want to do is save this master resume as a tailored resume, which I've already done. Now that you've saved your master resume as a tailored resume, feel free to delete anything that is not relevant to the job description. So let's take a look at the job description. Here we've got an example of a job description. We can see the purpose of working in the organization, the essential duties associated with that, as well as the qualifications and skills required to be successful in this position. So I recommend taking a yellow highlighter and highlighting the different areas that are important. So for example, this position requires a bachelor's degree and a minimum of 3 years of related experience. It also offers equivalent combination of education and experience, so that would be important to note. They want specific experience with these programs, the various skills that are required to be proficient in this position, such as the ability to analyze information. So I'm going to highlight some of these key words: convert, communicate, make recommendations, identify, collect data, establish facts, and draw valid conclusions, multitask. So now that I've reviewed the minimum qualifications and skills required for success in this job, it's time to go back to the purpose and the essential duties to determine the key words and phrases that are used in the job description. So I've gone through and I've highlighted the key words and phrases that pop out to me as essential for this position. So let's just quickly scroll through and look at some of those items. So we've got helping others discover their passion and learn the skills they need, learning and development, design, develop, and deliver, research and analyze, provide guidance, and then we've got our minimum qualifications, education and skills that are required. So now it's time to translate these keywords and phrases into our master resume. So now we've got the master resume and the job description side by side. So knowing that education is required for this job, I want to keep education listed. So instead of listing it as academic education, I'm going to list it as relevant education. They want a minimum of a bachelor's degree, so I'm going to remove anything below a bachelor's degree or that isn't related. So that will be the high school diploma. And then I'm going to go through and look at any of the related courses or projects that might be relevant to this position. And this position is for a training specialist. It seems like it's related to human resources and training. So we're going to keep the master's degree there. We're going to keep any courses that might be related to that. Graduation with honors and GPA doesn't matter for this particular job. That's something that you don't necessarily need to include on your resume. Then we've got our courses that we're going to remove. I'm going to mess with the formatting so that these all appear on the same lines. If we've got the same thing for our bachelor's degree, again, GPA does not matter. Mess with the formatting. And those courses don't appear relevant to this particular position. So we'll be removing those. We want to call this our experience section, relevant professional experience. That way, the reader knows that the information that we're including is specifically relevant to the position and that we're not necessarily including everything that we have. We're going to go through each of the organizations and we're going to match up bullet points that match with the words and the key phrases from the job description. So now that I've cut down this resume significantly, it's time to make sure that the keywords from the job description are plugged into the resume. So for example, this very first sentence, while helping others discover their passion and learn the skills they need for success in their business and personal lives. We can go ahead and copy that and add that here. Passion for organizational initiatives and proven experience in developing trainings is described throughout the other positions. Attract, develop, and retain talent. Provide organizational development support to senior leadership and employees. Covers the support, training, and development of staff. Advise and assist with, takes care of this word advise over here. Identify training and development needs. I'm gonna actually reword that to needs essential to the support of the organization's business process. This create and facilitate programming will be updated to design, develop, and deliver. Consultant is in there. Analyze, communicate, multitasking is fast-paced and changing environments is described. Problem solving, priority skills are described as well. So we'll make sure that's only one page. Looks like this is a pretty good example. So now I'd like to show you the side-by-side view of the original master, which is over here on the left. You can see it includes a lot of academic education, significant experience, publications and presentations, as well as professional affiliations. Everything that was not related was cut out. And now you can see we've got relevant education, relevant professional experience. And this resume went from 3 pages to 1 page and is significantly more concise and simplified for the specific position that someone would be applying to. Thank you for watching my video on tailored resumes. If you have any questions or comments, please put them down in the comments box and I'll be sure to get back to you as quickly as I can. If you have questions about master resumes and how you should write one and why you should write one, please click this link so that you can watch my video on master resumes. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like this video, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks.
If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment to let me know what you liked best. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell so that you can receive notifications for my new videos each week.